Hello viewers, here is the latest update on Tinubu's Chicago State University saga. So CSU have sworn on oath that the certificate that Tinubu presented to Inec is not from them. So this time around is not just only that the certificate that they gave to Atiku was not from them. They said it themselves that the certificate that Tinubu presented to Inec is not from them, and they said that it is a Nigerian thing, and this statement has been causing controversy on the internet. But before we go deeply into this, I would like us to like this video and please do to subscribe to this channel so you get notifications whenever we post new updates. See the way People's Gazette reported this. It's official. Chicago State University says Nigeria's president Bola Tinubu presented forged certificate to Inec. President Bola Tinubu presented a forged degree certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) when he filed his paperwork to lead Nigeria in June 2022. People's Gazette can report based on the testimony of the institution he arrogated, introducing a new but potentially fatal front in the ongoing battle to oust the Nigerian leader for his documented misdeeds from years gone by. Caleb Westberg, the registrar at Chicago State University, said Mr. Tinubu's certificate dated June 22, 1979 and tendered to INEC on June 17, 2022 was not issued by the school, and its administrators could therefore not be able to authenticate its source, the Gazette learned. Mr. Westberg, CSU's registrar since November 2022, also said during the deposition that lasted about 5.5 hours that Mr. Tinubu did not apply for a replacement certificate, nor was he ever issued one. So this is what they are saying, that the certificate that Tinubu submitted to INEC is not from them, and they have been able to come out to swear under oath that this certificate he presented and is claiming is from us, is not from us. And there's also another statement that Mr. Westberg made while swearing on oath. He said that such kind of behavior, such kind of attitude is a Nigerian thing, and this is a major challenge. Imagine what this man said, that forging certificate is a Nigerian thing. This has in no small way affected Nigerians and the way the outside world will keep seeing us. And this is one thing that Peter Obi has always been saying, and this is one thing Nigerians have always been kicking against, that this will not just only affect the president but will also affect the image of Nigerians. Just imagine swearing on oath that we did not give this man this certificate, and we found out now that it's actually a Nigerian thing for them to forge certificate. This is going to in no small way affect the image of well-meaning Nigerians. And reacting to this on X, this person here said one of Tinubu's lawyers, Oluwole Afolabi, presented a document supposedly stamped with CSU insignia, and the school denied it's not from them. The CSU lawyers went on to say it's a Nigerian thing to forge documents. Is this not embarrassing to you as a Nigerian? What a shame. And it's indeed a big shame, because our image in the outside world keeps getting bad and bad each day because of the bad leaders we have in authority. Another person here said this man brought global shame on everyone. It's sad. This is a shame on an international podium. Quite upsetting. Another person here reacted and said, national reputation in the mud. Where do we start from? I feel really embarrassed at this moment. Kai, Tinubu don't do Nigeria something. People who are defending Tinubu will not notice the damages he has caused Nigeria now, but they will definitely notice it in the long run. And that's the simple truth. You might not notice it because you just want to be a political person. You just want your own person to be in power. But at the end of the day, this is not just about politics. This is not just about tribe, but this is about Nigeria and her future. Where are we going to if the rest of the world keeps seeing us as outcasts? Where are we heading to as a nation if we cannot stand before our contemporaries without them having this mindset that the people they are dealing with are forgers, without them having this mindset that the people they are working with are fake? Because that's what people will begin to see Nigerians as going forward. They'll begin to see Nigerians who are hustling legitimately as fraudsters, as forgers, as false, as fake, because that's what our number one citizen has portrayed to the outside world. Another person here reacted and said, "See how Tinubu caused Nigerians huge embarrassment. Imagine a president forging certificates. Tinubu has succeeded in bringing shame and embarrassment to our nation. There are consequences to selecting corrupt and morally bankrupt people. If this is not corrected, the negative impact on everyone is looming." If a president could forge a document, then it will be assumed that the generality of that country does the same thing. And that's the simple truth. This person here reacted and said, "The CSU depositions have finally shown that the certificate dated June 22, 1979, but submitted to Inec on June 17, 2022 was not issued by the university, with Tinubu having submitted a forged certificate to Inec. A special part of the birth certificate conundrum will now be addressed by the Supreme Court, and with specific regards to Section 137, Subsection 1J of the Constitution 1999. Section 137, Subsection 1 states a person shall not be qualified for election to the office of the president if he has presented a forged certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission. This is the long view, or what the French calls la vision a long-term achievement Csu Cert when he sought the subpoena of CSU. And that's it. Beyond pushing for this certificate to be released and for CSU to tell us the truth, whether they issue the certificate or not, we know we are going to bring this back home to table it before the Supreme Court and to ensure that justice is served in this case. Also reacting to this, another person here said, "This is one disgrace to many. I want us to think about what has happened to Nigerians in the last few days. Yes, I said Nigerians because it doesn't matter your tribe or religion, whether you are from the north or south, east or west, it affects all Nigerians. The man occupying the most senior office in the whole of Nigeria, the most powerful president in Africa, has been confirmed to have forged his certificate. If you are in doubt, please read the transcript of the deposition held in the United States yesterday. Let's allow that to sink in. This is a monumental embarrassment and a disgrace, to say the least. It will taint the image of many young and old Nigerians, both in the diaspora and in Nigeria, for years to come." Another person here reacted and said, "Will the Supreme Court be shameless enough to uphold the ruling of PEPT? The CSU said it's a Nigerian thing to forge certificates. What is the difference between Mesoma and Bola Tinubu? They are both Nigerians known for forgery. Does that validate what CSU said?" It does not validate what CSU said, because we know that of a truth, we have Nigerians who are legal, Nigerians who have good certificates that was gotten from the school they graduated from. So it's not everyone in Nigeria that forged things. But I know this is already sending bad message outside that Nigerians are known for forgery. Another person here reacted and said, "Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima must be disqualified by the Supreme Court on the ground of certificate forgery. It is clear as day that Tinubu's certificate is forged and fake. The CSU has confirmed it. The Constitution is clear on this." Another person here said, "Tinubu's supporters have all accepted that he forged the certificate he submitted to Inec after the CSU Registrar disowned the certificate and said they never issued it, and that Tinubu did not even apply reissue of the said certificate in the first place. What does this mean to you?" It means the Nigerians are already making progress in this case. It means that at the end of the day, justice will be served. This person here reacted and said, the massive response to the CSU and Tinubu saga should tell the world that Nigerians didn't vote him. He was rigged into power by Inec, Mahmood Yakubu, Buhari, and APC. This is Nigerians dragging their own in the mud. We didn't vote him. Hashtag Tinubu must resign. The 44-year-old mystery has finally been solved in 2023. Another person here said what the Nigerian judiciary couldn't do in 44 years, the American Court of Illinois has done it in less than 4 months, and thank God for Tinubu. Without him, we wouldn't know the green snakes in the grass in disguise of sons and judges. And that's the simple truth. Without all of this, we will not know what is happening in our judiciary. That most of the sons that we were upholding in Nigeria and saying this person is a good son, this person is a good lawyer, we would not know their true color until all of this that came out to light. And now Nigerians now truly know what is happening in our judicial system. Another person here said the CSU people need to know and understand that it is not a Nigerian thing to forge certificates. We refuse to be profiled in this way. And that's the simple truth. It is not a Nigerian thing. That's the problem of the president. He forged his certificate. That does not mean that Nigerians are not good people. That does not mean that we don't have Nigerians who can show you their certificate and prove it that yes, I got my certificate from this school, from that school. It is not a Nigerian thing to forge certificates. And that's what we are trying to tell the outside world, that the number one person of a country forged certificate does not mean that Nigerians are forgers. Does not mean that everyone in Nigeria fake their own certificate. Another person here reacted and said, it's official. Chicago State University's Registrar said Tinubu presented forged certificate to Inec. Mr. Caleb, under oath, states authoritatively that the certificate Tinubu has been parading was not issued by the CSU. This person here also reacted saying, we are looking for Mr. Durojaye Ogunsanya, the self-acclaimed classmate of Tinubu, the temporary 001 of Aso Rock at the CSU. Now that Chicago State University has said that the certificate submitted to INEC is fake, we need to see his own if it's forged. And that's the simple truth. You came out to say that you are Tinubu's classmate, that he was one of the best people in your class when you were in Chicago and all of that. But at the end of the day, the same school have come out to say that this certificate, it's not from them. And we're beginning to wonder, is it that these people just felt that because the classmate came out, Nigerians will keep quiet, Nigerians will not push for CSU to release their own documents and for CSU to swear under oath whether they presented the certificate to Tinubu or not? No, Nigerians have grown more than that. You can't just bring someone and the person will claim that they're your classmate and Nigerians will just keep quiet. And from what we are seeing, everything about this so-called Durojaye is fake, because people cannot even find him on Google and people are reacting to this on X. This person here said, fake name, fake identity. He simply collected his share of the bargain and vanished. Since he is without an identity, public analyst that you can't place with simple Google. I even tried using ChatGPT or Google Bard, but the man na fairy. And that's it. People have been trying to know, okay, what's this man? Where is he from? And all of that. We can't find it. He just came from nowhere and said he's a public analyst. He went to the same school with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Tinubu was the best and all of that in their class. And at the end of the day, all of this were all lies just to stop Nigerians from getting this certificate that we have gotten now and proven that of a truth the certificate was forged. Nigerians are now calling for the disqualification of President Bola Tinubu, and some people are even telling him to resign so that his image will still be intact before he leaves. Reacting to this, another person here said, I am publicly calling upon my fellow Nigerians to join me in advocating for the disqualification of Tinubu and Shetima from presidential and vice presidential candidature. My conviction is hinged on the premise that they are not educationally suited to hold these esteemed offices due to Tinubu's certificate forgery. The certificate forgery by Tinubu presents an unspeakable embarrassment to the Nigerian nation, a nation admired and recognized for its intellectual power and creativity should not be led by an individual who are implicated in such grave scandals. This is a grievous offense and should be favored with the due severity as articulated in our constitution. According to the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, it is stated, and I quote, "A potential candidate must be educationally qualified for the distinguished role. If an individual is found to perpetrate dishonesty in this aspect, he or she should not be permitted to ascend to power. The esteemed offices of the President and Vice President demand impeccable character and unwavering adherence to truth. Individuals with ties to forgery clearly fall short of these expectations. The quagmire of the Nigerian nation deserves a much-needed intervention, and this cannot be achieved by leaders with a questionable educational background. The reality of a nation striving to vanquish the ghost of corruption calls for leadership that anchors its credibility on sincerity, integrity, and transparency." This is not just a simple call for disqualification, it is a call for the fortification of the values that underpin our great nation. It is an appeal for the sanctity of truth, integrity, and respect for the Constitution. I implore all Nigerians to critically assess these circumstances and stand on the right side of history. We need leaders with integrity, legitimate qualifications, and a clear vision for the amelioration of our beloved nation. It is a call finished not in despair, but I hope for a better Nigeria. And that's it. We hope for a better Nigeria. But how can Nigeria move forward when the people in top positions, when the number one person in Nigeria is someone with questionable character, someone with questionable certificate, someone that people cannot believe in, someone that even the international community cannot work with? How can we grow as a nation having this kind of challenges? Another person here said, public service announcement: Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima must be disqualified by the Supreme Court on the ground of certificate forgery. The 1999 Constitution is clear on what must happen. I call on fellow Nigerians to join me in calling for their disqualification. Save the democracy in Nigeria. The Constitution of Nigeria should be amended. People should not be in court while others are inaugurated. In 1999, Speaker of the House of Representatives Salisu Buhari resigned due to certificate forgery. In 2018, Kemi Adeosun stepped down as finance minister due to fake NYSC certificate. In 2023, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been confirmed to have forged the Chicago State University diploma certificate he presented to Inec. Nigerians expect Tinubu to be sacked by the Apex Supreme Court. Atiku Abubakar should immediately convene a world press conference and tell the world what he found out. Peter Obi and Labour Party should join the call as well. The opposition must unite for a common cause to rescue what's left of Nigeria. If the Supreme Court do not remove Bola Tinubu for submitting a forged certificate to INEC, then shut down the court and tell Nigerians that their democracy is dead. Calling for the disqualification of Bola Tinubu and Kashim Shettima is a national patriotic act, and no one should be afraid to say it. If they fail to leave that office, they will become the enemies of the country. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We say amen. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And if people could resign in 1999 and also in 2018 respectively because they forged their certificate, we believe that it can still be done in 2023. We know that this is a big offense, and the Supreme Court must ensure that the Nigerian people get justice for this. They must ensure that they do the right thing, following our constitution, following the 1999 Constitution, following Section 137, subsection 1J of the Nigerian Constitution as amended in 2010, which specifically states that no one will be legitimately elected president of Nigeria if the person has presented a forged certificate to the Independent Electoral Commission. That's anyone who has presented any forged certificate to INEC is not qualified to run as president, and that person must be disqualified. Another person here said any judgment from the Supreme Court that does not include the disqualification of Tinubu is not justice and is not the reflection of the Constitution. It will not be accepted. The Supreme Court must, as a matter of justice, disqualify Bola Tinubu. We will not take this work this time. We will revolt this time. Another person here said, how can a man who forged everything about his education raise the educational standard of Nigerian students? How can a man like this make the young ones progress educationally? See, at this point, Tinubu must be disqualified, and to those championing this fraudster, it shall not be well with you till grave. Hashtag disqualify Tinubu. Like this person just said, it's impossible for people to want to look up to you educationally when your own is actually a challenge. It's impossible for you to be a role model to young Nigerians with this kind of questionable certificates. Another person here reacted and said, if Tinubu is not removed by the Supreme Court, he will be forced out by the people. Nigerians are fed up with him and his entire gang. Everyone who supports or condones him must face the music. Hashtag Tinubu must go. And now, this is what Nigerians are clamoring for, that this is enough evidence for the Supreme Court to disqualify Tinubu, because according to the law, anyone who forges any of their certificates is not meant to be the president of the country, is not qualified to be the president. So that means that according to the law, he's meant to be disqualified, and that's why we will not keep quiet. Nigerians and well-meaning Nigerians will not stay down until we get justice in this case. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please do also share your thoughts about the video in the comment section. Please do also like this video, and please do also subscribe to this channel so you get notifications whenever we post new updates.